Hello! In this video I'm going to show you how to use leaves on a jelly plate. Now we just need to go outside and collect some leaves. Okay, back in the flat, so let's get all our equipment ready. So we've got a brayer and the jelly plate. And then I'm going to get various paints, and for this I'm going to use acrylic paint in a variety of different colours. And of course we need all the leaves that I just collected. So here we go. To stop the jelly plate slipping around, I'm going to masking tape it down onto my table. You can see here that I've put the jelly plate onto a piece of paper, a piece of A4 paper, and this will help me line up my paper later if I'm doing prints on top of each other. And I've got a load of paper. I'm just using A4 printer paper, nice and cheap. And I'm going to start by just doing some background colours. So I'm just going to print a whole load of papers just with one colour or a couple of colours, and this will be our background for later prints. I'm rollering out the paint using the brayer to cover the whole jelly plate, and then I take a piece of paper and just lay it on top like this, press down, and when I lift the paper you'll see that the print is on the paper. Like this, there we go. Just plain purple, nice and simple. I'm going to do some with some different colours, so I've got a mustard yellow and then a brighter yellow, and you can just mix up any colours you like, they all give a nice effect. Let's do a bit of orange at the bottom, like this. Now these papers are going to go and dry in a moment, and then I will use them later, so I'm going to print on top of them. And I just want to have a nice coloured background for some of my other prints that I'm going to do in a little bit. Okay, whilst those are drying, I'm going to do some printing with the leaves now. So first I'm just going to roll the purple all over the jelly plate, like this. Making sure that I clean the brayer after each time so I don't get paint all over. Now let's take some leaves. So I quite like the veins on this one. Let's put this down. It can be a little tricky because the leaves are quite lumpy, but just place them however you like. And then take some paper and press down. I lift the paper and you can see there the image of the two leaves. Now what I'm going to do is lift the leaves off, and you can see the beautiful pattern of the veins there left on the jelly plate. And I'm going to take the same piece of paper and I'm going to carefully line it up where the prints are and press down, and then this should print into the space that we just created. So I rub nice and hard. Maybe you also use the roller just to make sure that I'm really getting this print onto the paper. Rolling all over, just like this. And then I'm going to lift. Oh, that's really beautiful. You can see the leaves done very nicely there. Now the purple leaves have left a nice impression still on the plate, so I'm going to lift this as well. So I'm going to take a lighter colour, this yellow, and then I'm just going to roll it over it like this. Quite a light layer because I want to pull this print. So all over, cleaning my brayer, and then I'm going to get my piece of paper. Press down onto the plate. And I'm going to press really firmly with my hands all over because I want to lift those leaves straight off the plate. So press it all over like this, and then also I'm going to brayer it just to make sure that lots of strength has gone in. And then pull the paper up, lifted the print. Very beautiful, look at that. I really like that one. Okay, now let's print on top of some of the colours that I did earlier. So I'm going to go on top of this purple one. And I'm going to use this mustard yellow. So I'm just going to roll some paint out onto the jelly plate. Some of the leaves. I think this one would be nice, and I'm going to place them on the plate like this. Just deciding where to put them. Yep, like this. And then taking the purple painted one we did earlier and layering it on top of the jelly plate. Press down like this, and then lift the paper, and you can see this print that's been left. Quite a nice effect. Now I'm just using a blank piece of paper here to lift the paint from the jelly plate. Over, and I think it will probably give quite a nice effect from where the leaves are pressed in. So roll over and then lift it, and yeah, that's quite pretty. Again, I'm going to use some of the papers that we prepared earlier, and I'm going to start by just rolling out some orange, like this, and then taking some leaves, and I think I'll use these ones again, and layering them onto the plate. And I'll use this one like this. And I take some paper from earlier and press it down over the leaves. And there we go. That's very pretty. Now a nice effect is just to keep layering prints on top of each other. You can put the leaves in different places and you get different effects. Now I'm adding some gold and some white. I'm just playing around now basically. I'm just seeing what happens when I mess around with the jelly plate and the leaves and the prints that I've already done. Like that. I feel like it needs some more work. It doesn't look quite finished, so I'll probably work on that more later off the camera. It's a really fun method just to play around with the jelly plate and paints and leaves and just see what you can do. This one I've layered the white on top of one of the previous prints that we did, and it looks really pretty. You also don't even need to cover the entire jelly plate. You can just sort of mess around with the shapes that you can make on it. So I'm not rollering down the whole thing here. I'm just adding some yellow and then my leaves on top. And then I'm going to take one of the prints that we did earlier and I'm going to place this over the top. This one's really gorgeous. Something about the yellow on the hot pink. I really like it. So there we have it, some prints that I've made using the leaves on a jelly plate. I hope you have fun playing around with this method.